It's time now for another edition of the Canalta Hotels AJHL Coaches Show, and I'm pleased to be joined by Okotoks General Manager and Head Coach Tyler Deis. And Tyler, thanks a lot for taking the time before a big game here in Sherwood Park to join us on the Canalta Hotels AJHL Coaches Show. What a year it's been in Okotoks for you guys. You're in search of your 40th win here this afternoon. For you, put the season so far into a few words. I know it's not over yet, and there's bigger goals ahead, but you got to be pretty proud of what you've accomplished so far.
No, yeah, the group that we have here, they're a pretty cool group that we've got. It's an easy group to coach. They work hard. Every day they come in, they try and make themselves better, and they make everyone else around them better. So it's a pretty easy team to coach here, and we're finding a lot of success. But they work hard, and we're getting a little bit of some good luck and stuff like that, and our goalies are playing well. So with all those kind of things, it's just good success.
Mm-hmm. It's your second year at the helm with the Oilers as the head coach. How have you changed over a full year last year to now as a coach at the junior A level?
I think maybe like last year, it's kind of implementing different types of expectations and accountability, and this year probably a little bit more firmer and expecting a little bit more with having these guys for 2 years, but that's about it. But it's one of those groups you just want good people around you, and with this group here, they're great kids, great players, and they just make you look better.
Well, certainly, and we'll talk about a lot of those players because you do have a lot of notable names on your roster. Let's start with the forward group, and most notably, your guy that's leading the scoring in Tanner Latterroot. You acquired him from Sherwood Park. Certainly people in Sherwood Park know about Tanner, and he really has flourished as a player for you. Just talk about what the 20-year-old means to your program.
Well, he's huge, right? He's obviously he's one of our 97s on our team here. And the one thing that we wanted to do is we wanted to make sure that we were a team that could push the pace of the games or carry paces of the games, and that's Tanner, right? So he's a fast player. He competes hard, and he's a huge part of our success here.
And then Kyle Gordon as well, a guy that is up there in points. You really have been able to spread the scoring around, and certainly your older guys, as well as the young guys, have been able to keep pace with everyone. And just talk about again what Kyle also means to your team in the scoring he's provided.
Well, yeah, Kyle, he's an exceptional, smart player. I've had the privilege of getting to know him the year before coming to Okotoks, and him coming to Okotoks, and him with being the captain of the CFR Bison's team, and just knowing what kind of player he is, what type of kid he is, what kind of leader he is, and he's a true professional. He comes to work every day, and he plays big minutes for us. He kills penalties. He plays a power play. He's just a guy that you can really rely on.
And then the guy that is kind of creating a lot of buzz right now around the team, Austin Wong. Well, one of a few, I guess, in terms of the youth. But Austin's been in the league already for a year, and he's a 2000 born. He's up for the NHL draft on the midterm rankings for NHL Central Scouting. Why is he getting the NHL attention this year?
Well, I think he plays the game right. He plays it hard. He competes. You never see him take any shifts off or games off or anything. He's always got that willingness to compete and battle hard, and he can play all types of different games. He can score, he can hit, he battles well, and he's just a complete player. And I think that's probably one of the main reasons why he's getting this. Down in Okotoks, he's a fan favorite because he just plays an exciting game, and he's just a really fun player to watch.
Dylan Holloway, a guy that got a chance to play at the World Under-17s for Team Canada, one of the teams that they field there at that tournament, and he's not eligible for the 2020 draft. A very young player, was 15 when he started the year with you guys. Just talk about bringing in a player. Certainly he's got pro size, it looks like, but he's still young. A guy you bring into the system from the Calgary Flames Midget AAA program. Bring in a guy like that with the experience that you have. I mean, certainly it's worked out well.
Oh, for sure. He's an exceptional player. The way that he moves on the ice, his edge work. He's a dynamic player, and he's got a lot of cool little things that he does and stuff like that. But he's another one. Like he's a professional. He just wants to get better every day. He's got that willingness to compete. Just a really fun kid to work with, and you know, the sky's the limit with him.
Yeah.
So he's a really fun guy to watch.
As a coach, and you know, I don't want to ask on the specific situation of the player, but a guy like Holloway, you know, committed to a big school, not eligible for the draft for a couple of years. Any concern that, you know, may go down to the USHL, that sort of thing, or major junior? I won't ask specifically on that, but as a coach, how concerning is it, or how do you deal with sometimes when you have a player that has that potential outside options because of just how good they are, and whether it's a commitment to a Division I school that, you know, they're kind of pulling strings? You know, how do you deal that as a coach?
Well, the biggest thing is it's not about the Okotoks Oilers with him and about us. It's, you know, it's his development, and you know, and our job here is to develop this player to go where he wants to go, and that's our job. You know, he's good enough to play on our team this year, and that's why he's on our team. Yeah. So if he, you know, and we treat him, you know, the way that we have these kids here and stuff, you know, like they know if they want to move on and stuff like that, that's their prerogative. That's what they want to do, and it's our job just to make them a better player and a better person, and you know, and that's the thing, and you know, but it's good with him.
Yeah. Well, I'll ask you about your D-core, and you got a good mix of young and old. It seems that when you have a guy like Carson Beers, who's been around this organization for a long time, real heart and soul kind of guy. I would say he's kind of the leader of your back end, even though you guys maybe have a few more high-profile defensemen, but he's certainly a guy that is the anchor back there.
Oh, for sure. He calms everything down back there. You know, he's been in the league for 4 years. He is Okotoks Oilers. That's who he is, and you know, he's got a lot of pride with that jersey on him. And he does, like, he creates a lot of room for guys out there, keeps guys calm, and he sticks up for everyone. So you know, he's a huge piece of what we're doing here and what we're building here.
Another guy that's getting NHL draft attention, Jacob Bernard-Docker. He's committed to North Dakota. He's represented Team Canada as well at different events, but just want to ask you what kind of defenseman he is and what he brings to your team, and again, going to a good program and getting some NHL attention.
Yeah, he's just an all-around defenseman. Like, he plays hard. He plays a lot of minutes, and you know, you put him in any situation. So, and he's still a young hockey player here, but you know, his learning curve is high, and you know, one of the biggest things is how he skates, how he can get out of trouble, the way he can move the puck. But he's definitely one of those guys that you know, he's just a complete defenseman with you know, a high ceiling.
Real good tandem in goal for you guys this year, and you bring in a guy from, you know, again, you like to get the guys out of Calgary in Ben Anderson, and then with Riley Morris, who's been just solid for you guys no matter when he plays, and as long as he's played for you guys. Surprised Riley yet to get a Division I commitment, or is that on the horizon, you think?
Well, I think it's just some of the academics that he's got to get squared away here, and once he gets that done, you know, it's like I said, there's a lot of schools that have been talking to him over the last 2 years here, but he's exceptional, right? He's calming back there. The way that he plays the puck is phenomenal. A lot of our transition is from Riley. So yeah, he's been huge. He's been our best player here probably in the last 2 years. And for our success, you know, he needs to be our best player, and we rally around our goalies quite well. So it's really nice to see. And then with Ben Howard, it's just been, you know, awesome this year. You know, having a young 2000 goalie come in and do what he's done. It's awesome to see.
Yeah, pardon me, I said Sanderson, not Howard, but you're really platooning them. Are they pushing each other for starts? You know, can you see it in practice that it's a bit of a healthy competition?
Oh, for sure. You know, like with Ben coming in here and with Riley being injured at the beginning here, and then him coming in and doing what he did right off the bat, I think that was that kind of that healthy competition there. And Ben works hard, so he comes out every day and he's working hard, and it pushes Riley, and you can see that with Riley too, which is a healthy thing and a good thing to see.
A couple more questions for you, Tyler. When it comes to recruiting, and in the way you talked about some of the guys I've asked you about, is character kind of the biggest thing that you look for?
Well, it's huge. It's the number one thing. We we want professional guys. We want guys that are accountable, and it's a big thing. We want guys that want to get better every day. And especially here, when you have that strong leadership core that we have, it just pushes and develops everyone, and it's a huge thing. You want to have that nice culture in your room, and where it's healthy and everyone's pushing and everyone's focused in the right direction.
For you, you're a product of the CJHL system of playing junior A, going to college, playing pro. Just talk about the experience that you had and how maybe you can relate it to players in terms of when you recruit or when they're on your team, and explain what the journey is like, making the next step, because it's a real good, I guess, timeline of your careers is a good product of starting out in junior A.
No, for sure. A lot of my coaching style is experiences that I went through, the ups and the downs, and just helping these guys go through that transition of playing university hockey and someday playing pro hockey and stuff like that. And it's just having that, and it's hard mentally. All these kids have passion towards a sport, and it's controlling those ups and downs that as me as a coach, I just give them experiences and help them out through that. But no, it's a super thing. Going to school and playing junior hockey. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
All right. Lastly, I'll ask you. How do you continue this success? As I said before, you're in search of your 40th win, and you'll, I'm sure, get it one of these days, whether it's here in Sherwood Park this afternoon or down the road. But certainly the main goal is winning a league title, that's for sure. And even maybe just getting over the hump that is the Brooks Bandits on this organization. You had some real good series with them over the years. Just what do you guys need to either work on or continue, and in hopes to get to the top of the league?
Well, it's going to be tough here, and there's a lot of good teams. The parity in this league is great this year, and it has been in the last couple of years. And like our games, it's battles every day, or every game that we play. And just guys, your season is experiences and learning from them, and then kind of implementing everything that you've learned through the season into playoffs and giving yourselves that experience. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough going through those teams. And playoffs is a tough time, and regular season's thrown out the door, and it's a new season, and everyone believes, and it's a new season for us too. So it's having those experiences throughout the year to set your team up, so it gives them the best chance possible to win those games or win that series during playoffs. And that's, as coaches, that's what we try and do, and create that passion for them for these things and that success.
All right, I lied. One more question. You got an opportunity to play at the final hockey game at the Northlands Coliseum against the Spruce Grove Saints. I made the joke to Gino DePauli that you guys were the first Oilers team in quite some time to play on that ice. But nonetheless, just talk about the experience it was playing Spruce Grove, winning that game, and just playing in such a historic building. No,
for sure. It was one of the coolest things, and we owe a lot to Spruce Grove for giving us that opportunity to play there. But it was awesome, especially being a kid that grew up in Calgary, and being part of those series and those games against Calgary and Edmonton, and being able to coach in that rink. It's something that you'll remember forever, and it's for the Okotoks Oilers. We're really privileged to have that opportunity from Spruce, so it was really neat to have that opportunity.
All right, Tyler Deis, the GM and head coach of the Okotoks Oilers. Thanks a lot for joining me here on the AJHL Coaches Show. Good luck the rest of the year.
Okay, thanks.
All right, stay tuned throughout the rest of the year for more Canalta Hotels AJHL Coaches Show on the AJHL's YouTube page.